Hello, I am finally back for episode, what are we now? We are episode 28 of Talk of the Town, and I am very, very hot. I'm still having some slight hot and cold flashes, so I will probably be using my fan to keep myself cool today, actually. But hello and welcome. As you may have been aware, I had to cancel the previous two weekly live chats because I haven't been very well. I've had a really bad case of tonsillitis, which I'm getting over. I'm still not 100% over. I still feel really, really tired, so I don't know how long I'm going to be able to last tonight, but we'll go as far as we can. I have a mountain of things to open that people have sent over the past 2 weeks, which I haven't even looked at, so we'll try and delve into all of those. But first of all, I want to go to the chat room, which I have on my phone today, and I want to say hello to you all because it feels like it has been an absolute age and I really, really missed it. I really have missed these live chats. So let's put it on live chat so I get to see everybody. We have Charlotte, D. Ray, Scott Goff, Alegna, Lauren, Maslas, Grace, Floss and Rog. I hope I've said that correctly. Mel Thorne, Molly Albert, Vianua. Sorry, I can't read all the comments, but Rodney Jackson's here. Sharon, Vicky P, Gerald, Pamela, Frazzled Halos, Helene, Louisa, Sweet Serenity, L. Michael, Claudia, Book Princess, Amy Kimball. I think I've said some of you already. Astrid, Kelly Vernon's here. Susan G, Dawn is here. Kathy G, Marie D, lots of D's. Catherine is here. And Dion, H.A. Bracken, Sonia, Chantel, Heather Black is here, Candice and Hope, and Dee Dee, I think that is, and Ava, and I Live, Love and Laugh. Janice is here, and so is Sue Miller, and Lawyer, Keonti Kent, Sylvia. Everyone's here today, my goodness. Linda B, Latoya, Laverne, Nora Cherry, Amber, I'm nearly there, Hilber, Heber, Jeff, Sweet Serenity, Joan and Vicky P. My goodness, everyone is here. Let's see if I can read some comments. Maria Monte says, I love your Invictus shirt. I need to get me one. Well, I had this one from last year, which obviously I've kept. And I'm wearing it with the Australian wattle brooch, which is a replica of the Queen's Australian wattle, which she wears whenever she does anything connected to Australia. I have my Australian flag, which was donated to the channel. And it's the first time it's been out of the packet because it's the first opportunity I've had to use it. I have my kangaroo, which was my nan's. It used to belong to my nan. So it's her kangaroo with Joey, which I thought was rather fitting, seeing as Harry and Meghan received a kangaroo for their very, very first baby present. So I thought that was really, really good. And of course, we'll get on to the pregnancy and Eugenie's wedding and everything. We'll talk about all of those in a little bit. Sue Miller says, congratulations on 66,000. Have I really already? I didn't realise. I knew it was getting close. I didn't think it had hit 66 yet. My goodness. If it has, yellow fan flap. Wow. That would be really, really cool. Lots of people saying, how am I feeling? I think I've kind of answered how I'm feeling. I'm still getting there. I'm still not eating properly. I still can't eat very much. I think my stomach shrank when I didn't eat for 5 days. So I'm kind of getting over it all. So please remind me to drink my drink because I will definitely need some tonight. Sonia says, welcome back, Elliot. So pleased you're feeling better. My Sunday mornings haven't been the same without you. Oh my God, it's Sunday where you are. And obviously it's still Saturday here in the UK. Right, I'm going to skip down to the bottom because I want to make sure that I read all of your comments. Hello to Betsy too, and Tiffany Thornton. And yes, it has been a very, very busy Royal Week. No, I won't be having my tonsils removed. They only do it in the UK on the NHS, our National Health Service, if it's a chronic problem that keeps on returning. And they have certain stipulations for if it's chronic, like it has to be about 5 times a year for about 2 years. So no, I do not qualify for tonsils being removed. Latoya says, yes, could you please put the rumours to rest about them saying that Meghan upstaged usually on her wedding day? Well, I knew that was going to come up. Well, basically, the timing of Meghan and Harry's announcement it was an awkward time period because obviously with a typical royal pregnancy, and I'm not talking Catherine here because Catherine's pregnancies have been very, very different because she was hospitalized early on. So they had to announce her pregnancy when she was in hospital, which is before the first trimester, which is 12 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. So with Meghan, they followed what should be the correct protocol, which is not to announce anything until you've had your 12-week scan, the first trimester. So they waited for that. But of course, they were also going on tour. So it was very, very difficult because they wanted to obviously announce it before the tour, which they did. They did it just before the tour started when they'd reached Australia because they knew that there'd be questions coming up about baby bumps, about not drinking alcohol, all the rest of it. So they had to announce it then, but also to family and friends. They didn't want, because obviously they know that, you know, some people inside the royal family may leak things, who knows? So they had to do it sometime. And of course they told they must have told like Prince Charles and people like that in advance. They must have known. But in terms of people at Eugenie's wedding, they would have just told people casually. It wouldn't have been to upstage Eugenie. I'm sure Eugenie would have been incredibly happy. It certainly wouldn't have upstaged her day. They wouldn't have told anybody before the actual ceremony, which of course we did actually get to see, which was really, really amazing. I think they told people at the reception, and yeah, I don't think it would have upstaged anything. Don't forget, Eugenie and Jack had 2 days worth of celebrations, 2 days of partying. And then goodness knows where they've gone on honeymoon, if indeed they have gone. We certainly don't know anything about honeymoon. So it wouldn't have upstaged anything, and it certainly wasn't done out of malice, but they had a very awkward time period to fit the announcements into before, of course, this Australian tour, which we'll get into, I'm sure, in great detail in a moment or two. Charlotte P says, aren't the royals supposed to refuse baby gifts? Not if it's like an official present. And there's certain things about under certain values and that kind of thing. So the kangaroo that they receive will have been listed as an official present, which they will be able to use because it's under a certain amount of value. So I'm sure new baby Sussex will be having the Australian kangaroo in the nursery, and I don't think anybody would object to that anyway. Yes, the kangaroo does have a little Joey inside the pouch. We are talking about Eugenie's wedding. Oh my goodness, do we have 314 in here? Wow, 350 something now. Wow, it is a record. I must be welcomed back, definitely. Thank you so much to everyone who's watching. And like I say, I'm not back to completely full health, but if you're watching, please give me a big thumbs up. I'm not sure when our daylight saving time ends. I always it always creeps up on me, but it will be on the internet. I need to probably check that out, actually. Margaret says, I think they told everyone ahead of time. I think only the few that had already told were at the reception. What do you think? Yes, I think they'd have told, like I said before, the immediate family in advance, but it would have just been like the incidental wedding guests at the wedding, probably. But it certainly wouldn't have upstaged Eugenie. That day was completely all about her and Jack. D. Shell K says, hi, Elliot, you're looking much better. Have a good evening from USA, Ohio. Hello to you, and thank you so much. Yes, I have lost a bit of weight. It was not eating for 5 days, and then literally my stomach must have shrunk because I can't eat the same amounts that I ate before. Joan says, thank you for explaining. I really did not believe there was any deliberate upstaging. I don't think so. I really, really don't think so. Barbara says, no, they were not at the reception. They went immediately home. Anne was told by Meghan. The Queen had to release a statement on Monday. She explained everything. I believed Meghan and Harry probably went to the reception. But then again, thinking about it, if they didn't, it also makes sense that they possibly didn't, because, you know, it was only days ahead of this tour, which they would have had to have gone home and prepared for. But I thought they were at the reception. But I'm not sure where you've heard that from. Let me know where you've heard that from. Sue Miller says, what happened to Lady Louise at the wedding? I didn't see her at all. Hope that everything is okay. We did see her. She was looking after the royal children, which was a big responsibility. And it looked like she did an amazing job because the wind was blowing the royal children up the steps and some of them were falling over. And it was a little bit of pandemonium, but Louise was doing a really, really good job. She seems like a really, really mature 14-year-old who could handle that responsibility. But the wind did play a really cruel element on her because it was caught on camera. And I'm so glad that it hasn't been reposted over and over again, because a big gust of wind did come, and unfortunately she had a Marilyn moment. And yeah, for a brief moment the cameras caught this Marilyn moment, but she kind of smoothed herself down and got on with her role. And I'm just so pleased for her that it wasn't repeated, and it was certainly cut from any news reports, because of course she is 14 years old, and it would have been terribly horrible. It would have been horrible and cruel to have played that over and over again. But Lady Louise was there. She did a fantastic job of looking after those royal children with all the wind and everything that was going on. So a big thumbs up and a big fan flap. I'm going to give Lady Louise a huge fan flap for doing a fabulous job and keeping her composure when she must have known that was shown. But at least it was only shown, I think, once, and then it was cut from literally everything. So I'm really pleased that the media have been respectful about that. Ken says, is there any concern about Zika related to the pregnancy where they are travelling? Well, apparently Kensington Palace checked it out with doctors and they are confident that it's okay to go ahead as of yet. So just because she's pregnant, there have been no changes to the schedule. So yeah, it doesn't seem to be worrying them, but I would imagine precautions will probably be taken. I would imagine wherever she goes, there'll be that kind of spray that's sprayed in the air, that kind of misty stuff that I've seen them do on other news reports to kind of try and clear. I would imagine she'd be covered from head to toe in insect repellent, as long as it's pregnancy safe, of course. So I can imagine precautions will have been taken. She may even be, wearing things that might keep her covered up. I don't know, but I would imagine precautions will have been taken. Medical advice was sought, and all we know so far is that it's going ahead as planned. Ain't That says, welcome back. Thank you so much. And yes, how many do we have now? 363 watching. Hello to all of you. And if you are new, because there's probably some new people here, we just chat about the royal family. It's your chat. It's led by you. I read the questions on the screen in the chat room, and yeah, it's directed by you guys, and we just have like-minded people come together, and we have a good hour and a half of a chat. Although we'll see how long I can make it today. Karen says, I think the media is just trying to make a lot out of nothing about Eugenie's wedding. I would agree. I think there wasn't any animosity whatsoever at the wedding at all. Sharon says, I hope they have a little girl. We don't know. I'm just hoping for a healthy baby. Scott Goff says, I enjoyed this morning's wedding coverage, but felt it was missing a certain something. Me. I should have been on there talking. It was missing me. Why didn't they ring me? They should have phoned me. Do I watch anime? No, but my partner does. So I have seen some. I have seen... oh, what's that thing's name? Oh, the blue thing that looks a bit like a cat. What? Oh, why have I forgot the name? Oh, I like it as well. By Studio Ghibli. Totoro, that's it. I like Totoro. I need some honey and ice cream. I have had so much ice cream. I've had ice cream coming out of my ear holes. Jojo says, welcome back. Sonia says, daylight savings have started here in New Zealand. It's not here in the UK just yet. So you are now 12 hours ahead. Wow. Kathy G says, why didn't the Duke and Duchess of York send congratulations? They probably did in private. They don't have to announce their congratulations. They probably just did it in private. And of course, at the time, they had all the wedding stuff going on as well. Grace Fraser says, thank you so much for your logical explanation of the Sussex's revelation of the pregnancy. Their window to do so was so small. It was incredibly tight. And like I say, they left the announcement to the world at the last possible moment they possibly could. Pam G says, hi Elliot, good to see you. I like your Invictus t-shirt very much. Thank you so much. It also has something on the back as well. I can't really turn around here. Can you see? It has like a little thing on the back. And now I've ruined my flag. Oh no. I'm gonna have to put the flag right now. There we go. Let's put the flag right. Okay, flag is right. Right, I'm not turning around again because it ruins my set. But it does have an inscription on the back too. Let's have a look. Live, Love and Laugh says, don't you think some people did notice she looked pregnant at the church and reception? Well, people have been saying she's looked pregnant for ages. Sometimes it probably was the style of the dress. Sometimes it may have been a slight hint of baby bump. But at least we know now what the truth is. And we have, obviously, official confirmation. Laverne says, I think they went to the reception first. I can't believe they would have not gone to even a little bit of the reception. I think they would have gone. Well, I was under the impression they went to the reception. Whether they stayed very long is a completely different kettle of fish, because obviously we know they had this big tour to prepare for and rest for. But I certainly think they probably would have gone to at least the first bit of the reception. Obviously, they weren't in the official photographs, but then the photographs were kind of parred quite down to the immediate Yorks and obviously bridesmaids and paid boys. So yeah, I personally think they probably went for a little bit. I would imagine they'd have showed their faces. Jamie says, I wouldn't be surprised if Her Majesty was in that box. This box? I've got so much to open. I am going to start opening them at some point. Stephanie says, well, you look fantastic and well rested. I might say glowing. Well rested. All I've done is sleep. I must have had about 3 naps today. I just feel so drained and tired. I really, really do. What I've had is just totally taken it out of me. It really has. So I can imagine another couple of weeks and I'll be hopefully back to full health. Vinny Blair says they were at the reception, but not at the dinner at the York residence. It has been reported. That I can believe. I can believe because obviously, like I say, you know, this was only a day and a half away from leaving for that big long flight. They had so much to get prepared and ready that it wouldn't surprise me that they missed the dinner, but that's okay. I mean, as long as they're at the main wedding and then a little bit at the reception, I don't think that was any slight on Princess Eugenie at all. I think it was just a necessity ahead of this huge tour. Kelly says, I said on this site that she looked pregnant at the wedding. Yes, I am doing better. Thank you so much, Janice. D-Ray says, I also heard that Harry and Meghan were not at the reception. I think the Daily Mail said it. I haven't read that report, so I can't comment, but I can't imagine that they wouldn't have even gone slightly. I really, really can't. And of course, we did see them. Did we see them walking up the hill? I think we saw them walking back up the hill to the castle. So I can imagine they would have, you know, perhaps at least stayed 10, 15, 20 minutes at least. And yes, it was Lady Louise was underage, so it wouldn't be right for reposting it. I think I did see one slight repost, but it was somebody on Twitter, and it was a foreign media person, and I hope that was slapped down. Donna says, why didn't Camilla attend the wedding? Because she had a pre-existing engagement with a school. So this pre-existing engagement was pre-existing before Eugenie chose the wedding date. And Camilla, as soon as that wedding date was proposed, she told the royal family that she couldn't attend. But obviously, Eugenie didn't want to change the date. So Camilla, you know, putting duty before self, went to the event. Now, I think what would have been nice of the school would have been for the school to offer to reschedule, which they didn't do. Because I'm sure then that would have kind of let Camilla off the hook with her commitments. But I don't think Camilla wanted to be this seen to be the one to let down an entire school of children, which is why I think she stayed with the engagement. It would have been nice, like I say, if she could have been released from the engagement and just rescheduled. But anyway, that didn't happen. But it was said that Eugenie and the rest of the royal family were perfectly fine with that decision. Blue, red, yellow, green says, we want you to have a Marilyn moment when you wear your kilt. Well, I probably won't wear the kilt now until something else Scottish turns up. So look, we may have to wait until Balmoral next year. Laverne says, but people have been posting it on YouTube. Posting what? About missing the reception? People post lots of things on YouTube. It doesn't make it true. Charlotte P says, I also heard they didn't go to the reception. They were leaving for Australia the next day and Meghan wouldn't have been able to drink. Can't remember where I heard it, though. I mean, we don't have any photographic evidence of whether they were at the reception or not. But I can't imagine they would have just gone after the wedding. I can imagine they may even have, if they'd have turned up for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, just to kind of, you know, say congratulations. I don't think they would have just vanished. It's probably doubtful they stayed for the whole thing, and it's probably very doubtful that they stayed for the dinner. I definitely don't think they stayed for that. But I don't think it sounds right that they would have just gone straight after. Pam G says, Wessexes seem like a really nice family. They are a very tight family unit and very, very, very close to the Queen as well. James Med4 says, Fergie looked great in that shade of green. Love the hat. Beatrice was sublime in blue. She was indeed. And did you notice as well that Prince Andrew's waistcoat matched the kind of taupe colour in Fergie's hat? So they were very, very coordinating. And of course, obviously, the green matched the emeralds in the tiara and the drop earrings that Jack bought for Eugenie for her wedding day. Mrs. BSNCO9 says, I heard they didn't attend the evening wedding, which, given the flight out and now announced pregnancy, is understandable. I would agree with that one. Lauren Walker has sent a congratulations card. Oh, yes. Please feel free to send congratulations cards because you may, of course, get a response. Margaret says, doesn't the palace make the decision as to when to release a statement about Meghan's pregnancy? It usually obviously goes through the palace, but it wouldn't go through Buckingham Palace. It went through, did it go through Clarence House, actually? It may have even gone through Clarence House. But it was announced on the Kensington Palace Twitter. That's where I first saw it. But I think it usually, didn't Catherine's get announced by Clarence House? I think, if I'm not mistaken. But certainly the Queen doesn't have a say in when it's announced. But the typical protocol is that you wait 12 weeks. Dawn says, is Meghan seeing a doctor intermittently through the tour? She should. I would imagine they have constant medical advice on tap whenever Meghan needs it. And again, talk of the birth. You know, I know some people have said, will she have a home birth? Will she go into hospital? I would imagine hospital for the first child. And I can imagine it would possibly be the Lindo wing, which is where Catherine gave birth, and also Pippa, who had a baby boy. But I don't think we know the name of the baby boy yet. Netheta says, an aide has verified that the family knew before the wedding. They were just congratulating before their trip. Yes, I can imagine that close family would have been told, but it would have been the more incidental guests at the wedding that would have been told at the reception. Chelsea says, I'm in Italy on vacation, so of course I didn't want to miss. Great to see you. I hope you're having a great time in Italy. Pink says, what's been your favourite Australian tour engagement so far? Oh, well, there's been so many, and it's only day 5? I think my favourite was the beach. I liked the beach because everyone was dressed in really, really bright colours. I liked the circle time, and that I thought was really, really a nice moment, and everyone looked happy and relaxed. So for me, I think my favourite was probably the beach. What was your favourite moment? Let me know. Jessie says, we are really enjoying having them in Australia so much. And I think, again, it's kind of cementing that link and kind of the tightening of the Commonwealth and of course, the Queen as the head of state being represented by Harry and Meghan, and it's kind of reconfirming all of that to sometimes a new and younger generation, and kind of putting it a little bit more into context and making things very relatable. But not just the young generation, because the surprise star, oh, actually, another one of my favorite moments was Daphne, who is obviously the surprise breakout star of the entire royal tour. So Daphne, how old is she? 92, something like that. But Daphne is the elderly lady who has all the war medals, and she's got a bit of a rapport with Prince Harry. She's met him 3 times. I think she met him about 3 or 4 years ago, and then was it last year when he came over? And then obviously she met Meghan and Harry on this tour, and he kind of spotted her, or was told that she was there, and made a complete beeline for her and brought Meghan over, and it was a really, really, really nice moment. And then she turned up when he walked up the Sydney Harbour Bridge to launch the Invictus flag. So she seems a bit of a royal groupie, I have to say, and she seems like she's loving every moment. Harry and Meghan said that they would love to return with baby Sussex at some point and show her. Obviously, I'm sure that Daphne, if she was there at that moment, would definitely want to see baby Sussex. So yes. Oh, and another really big moment that I liked was when Meghan baked the banana bread. She found time out of everything to go into the kitchens of Admiralty House, where they're staying, and make banana bread for one of the engagements, which I thought was really lovely, touching moment, and kind of shows again and kind of reiterates how much she likes the kind of domestic life of cooking and caring for people, and kind of showing that love and care for people with food, which I thought was a really lovely, touching moment. And I don't think I've heard of any royals that have done that before. So a big thumbs up for Meghan for that. I'm going to have to keep drinking. Please remind me every now and again if I forget. Hello to Mariana from Portugal. Vinny Blair says it seems she'll be mostly indoors in rooms that have been fumigated. That's the word I was looking for, fumigated. She won't be going to 2 engagements outdoors and in the forest. I wouldn't imagine a forest trip would be very wise, I have to say. Mimi Thomas says, Meghan is such a trooper. This tour must be hard on her. It's a grueling tour, and they even added 1 extra engagement. There was 76, now there's 77. So they aren't being easy on her. I mean, she really is pushing through. Candice says, you have quite the fan base. Thank you so much. Christine says, I liked Harry and Meghan at the beach. That's what I liked as well. And they said they reminded me of Gidget and Moondoggy. I have no idea what that is, but it sounds delightful. Laura says, may I ask where you get your brooches at? Because I would love to get some. This one is from the official Buckingham Palace website, and it's pretty much an exact, well, it is, I think, an exact replica. I can't see much difference between the Queen's real one and this replica. And they aren't badly priced. I mean, kind of expensive, but not badly priced, I have to say, for a complete replica. Dee Dee says, yes, a healthy baby is all we pray for. Do I think the baby will be born at the Lindo wing? Most likely. We don't know if she's having any morning sickness. Jessie's loving the wattle brooch. Betsy says, was any family with the Queen at Ascot? I haven't really seen too much about. I did see a few photographs floating around on Twitter. The Queen was at Ascot, and she looked like she was having a really, really good time. But I did see one kind of slightly cruel headline about it. I think it was possibly the Daily Mail. But they said, you know, the Queen's at Ascot, whereas the elderly Philip is carriage driving. And I just thought that was really, really cruel, because if he was, I mean, obviously he's older than the Queen and he's retired, but I just thought it was really nasty calling him elderly just because he didn't go to Ascot. He probably just didn't want to go. He was quite happy doing his carriage driving, which I must say, for most people of his age, they probably couldn't carriage drive like he does. So can we have less of the elderly, please? I just thought that particular headline was quite disrespectful. But the Queen, this week when she wore her peach, and then she wore the other outfit. And obviously today she's looked glowing. She has looked absolutely amazing and fresh and really, really well rested. So I think her stay at Balmoral has done her the world of good, and she really does look radiant. Jamie's laughing at anime and goth Elliot. Well, I'm not dressed goth today. I'm all Invictus gamed up. Heba says, welcome back. Thank you so much. Vienna says, the wedding was beautiful, but it was missing you. It was missing me. They should have had me there. Although then again, I was ill. I was actually ill while that was going on. So I kind of enjoyed just watching it as a spectator. Liv Love and Lass says they are wearing a lot of blue on this tour. I'm thinking it's a baby boy or girl would be nice too. Jamie's saying open something. Well, hang on. Let me just go to my... I've got 2 sets of notes today. And I want to talk about... which one should I go through first? Let's go with Meghan's ring. She was spotted wearing this kind of multicolored stone ring, and people are suggesting that this ring represents birth dates and possibly gives away the birth month of the new baby Sussex. So let's go through the colours. So there was a green colour. Now, green, I know, is not just emerald in terms of birthstones. It also means peridot. And peridot is my birthstone because I share the same birthday as Meghan, August the 4th. So the green isn't emerald, it's peridot. And I reckon that represents Meghan's birth month. Then we had, in the middle, a diamond. Well, it looked like a clear diamond. And diamond is the birthstone of April. Now, we know that baby Sussex is due in the spring, and April fits in with spring. And then at the bottom, so the diamond was sandwiched in between the two, we have what looked to be sapphire, which is September, which is Harry's birthday. So were they telling us in cryptic clues that the birth month is April? We don't know the day, but it's probably likely that it's April time. I just thought I'd kind of point that out. Astrid says, hope Princess Eugenie got pregnant soon. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see with that one. And yes, I did predict a spring baby. Ages ago, I said that I thought it would be a spring baby, or I said at least we would have a baby in 2019. So yes, I was right about that. Pam G's wishing happiness, health, and joy to the Sussexes. That's a tongue twister. Dorothy Gibbs says, hi all, and hi Elliot. Hello to you, Dorothy. I will open some presents soon. Joan says, I think I read that they attended the reception but left early. That sounds more likely to me. H.A. Bracken says, tonsillitis is terrible when you're an adult. It was awful. It was absolutely dreadful. Liv Love and Lass says, I think they did go to the Queen's reception but skipped on the later partying. That I can agree with. I am going to skip through a few comments because I want to get down to some bottom ones. Jeff says, still think 70 engagements is too much for Meghan. Still think they can do it after the baby. Well, I think they're probably going to play it as let's see how they go. I don't think they want to cancel anything unless they have to. Betsy thinks the wedding was beautiful. It was indeed. And I loved the dress and all the outfits, and the guests looked amazing too. There was lots of autumnal colours, which I think looked really, really good. The floral displays were amazing, although they were being blown around by all that wind. Brooke says the Sussexes are magnificent. I'm so sick of the untrue stuff on the tabloid media and the cruel responses on YouTube. I'm going to agree with you there. I'm going to give your comment a yellow fan, and I'm going to give all the fake news and gossip and rumours and scandal and pure vileness out there a big black fan, because it's just horrible. Please stop. Stop with all the hate and rumours. It's just awful. Yes, I will have a sip of my tea. I definitely need to keep drinking. Right, let's read some more comments. June Cleaver says, new American girl here. Hi, Elliot, love your channel. Thank you so much and welcome. Ain't That says, no, I don't buy the Camilla story. Sorry. What other reason can there be? Camilla hasn't fell out with anybody. She hasn't been kicked out of any castles, although I'm sure you would believe that she had if you've watched some YouTube videos out there. It was just a pre-arranged engagement that she hadn't been released from, which, like I say, I do think that the school should probably have offered to reschedule. What do I think the chances are of Andrew and Sarah getting back together? Oh, I'd love it. I don't think they're fooling anyone. They are so together. I don't really think they've been apart that much, really, at all. Maybe when they very, very first got divorced, there may have been a little bit of something. But I don't think they've ever fallen out of love with each other. They've certainly always can continue to share a house. They have their home in Switzerland. They live together at Royal Lodge in Windsor. I don't know if they're ever going to get remarried. I don't know whether it just suits them to live the way that they are, with Sarah being not kind of in the family, being able to do her own thing, technically speaking. I don't know. I would like them to get back together. I think they probably should. But they certainly are, I think, how did I just word it once? I think I worded it once. They are the most together, not married couple that I think there is. And they've certainly been there as a family unit for Eugenie and Beatrice. And I certainly don't think Eugenie and Beatrice have ever felt like they haven't got that close family unit. So I think, they are the model divorcees. Although I'm not buying that they're not together. I think they are definitely still together, I have to say. Take a drink. My voice is getting raspy. I will take a drink because... yes, I need to keep my fluids up. And my tea is still nice and hot and warm, which is lovely. Okay, I have drank some tea, so I'm going to skip down all those comments. Rhonda says, glad to see you don't stay on too long. Would rather get completely well. Please take a sip of tea. I'll only go off if my voice completely fails me. Candice says, don't you think Camilla could or would have asked the school to change the date? No, I don't think she would have done. I think if she made that commitment, she would stick to it. And I think it would have been up to the school to have offered to have rescheduled. And it doesn't appear that they did. Okay, let's skip a few. Mrs. VSN says, this morning show coverage, re the baby announcement, discussed them not attending the evening wedding. One of the well-known royal watchers also printed about them dating back to 2016, went over her notes. I can well agree with probably not attending the evening reception. Jamie says 390 are watching. Wow. What a big turnout. Thank you so much if you're watching. Ashley says, a name for the baby. A girl would be Ruth, Frances Diana, and a boy, Albert David. Well, I've been thinking about the names, and I definitely think that Meghan will get some of her, at least, one of her family names in. But I don't think it will be a first name. I still think they will go British royal traditional for the first name. But I think Meghan will definitely get some of her family names in there somewhere, whether it's a boy or a girl. But I think the most likely baby names, and I'm going to call it, could be wrong, but I think for a girl, possibly Elizabeth. And I think for a boy, possibly Philip. Obviously as tributes to the Queen. And I think because Meghan and Harry are getting so involved with the Commonwealth, and obviously, Harry has a big, important Commonwealth role, Meghan seems like she is really relishing the chance to build that relationship with the Commonwealth and do lots of work there. I think that would be a very fitting tribute to obviously the current head of the Commonwealth, to name your firstborn daughter after her. And of course, Elizabeth hasn't been used yet in immediate baby royal names. I also think a fitting tribute would be Philip. So I'm thinking Elizabeth and Philip for the first names, but I definitely think, Meghan will probably get some of her family names in there somewhere, as rightly she should. but I think they'll go with British traditional for the first names. Running Late says, hi, Elliot. Truly missed you. Glad you're back. Thank you so much. Zelda says, how am I? I'm getting there slowly. And yes, there is a whale trapped in the Thames. And I don't know why it's still there. But let's hope it kind of swims out. Running Late says, yes, it was good vibes in the circle. I think it was definitely good vibes in the circle. Martin Gahan says, best wishes to Harry and Meghan. The media needs to leave the Yorks alone, and this fake fight between the Yorks and the Sussexes is rubbish. I would agree. And I'm going to give all those fake fights a humongous fan flap, a fake news fan flap, because I can't be doing with them. I really, really can't. Hope says, I like the beach also. Oh, apparently Daphne is 98, older than what I thought. My goodness. Wow. Daphne is cool. I like Daphne. Mrs. VS79 says, oh, and speaking of the wedding, I love the PDA moment caught between the Cambridges. Yes, a rare moment of PDA. And it looked very lovely, I have to say. The holding of the hands, I just thought it was a really, really nice, natural touch. Oh yes, the Dubbo speech in the rain under the umbrella, and that little boy, the Dubbo boy, I don't know his name, that ran up to Harry and kind of ruffled his hair. That was a really nice moment too. Yes, I do have some Funko Pops of the royal family, which I'm probably going to open very soon. And I did actually notice I got some Funko Pops because I always pre-open the boxes and something looked at me with an eye. So we'll be opening some things soon, but I want to get through some comments. Margaret loved Harry swatting the flies. Latoya says, I truly enjoy seeing Daphne myself. She was such a delight and she loves Prince Harry. And now she's fallen in love with Meghan. It was such a beautiful sight to see. Countess Bavaria says, there is a sweet picture of Catherine looking at her little ones at Eugenie's wedding. I saw that and it was indeed really, really good. Martin says, some Sinn Féin people reposted the Lady Louise thing. Yes, shameful that they would do this, but they did the same with Catherine's honeymoon photo. They got a great laugh out of it. Some people are cruel. Most definitely. Nicole says, hello from Canada. Love your chats. Thank you so much. Dion, yes. Or Diane, rather. Yes, you did indeed make the chat. Okay, I'm going to skip a few comments. In fact, I don't even know how far I am behind. Karen says, my favourite moment was the ladies singing Stand By Me. Lots of people thinking that Fergie looked great in the hat. Marlene Weir says, the Aussie coverage has been really nice and positive. I've been so impressed with them and such a good tourist advert for Australia. Australia has looked absolutely gorgeous, I have to say. No, I don't think Meghan's mom, Doria, will become a live-in nanny. No, I don't. I think it's still possibly on the cards for her to move over. I don't think that's completely off the cards, but she does have her own life. She's entitled to her own life, and I don't think she's going to be a glorified nanny. I think if she does come over, she'll be there for support, but not to be the nanny. She's entitled to her own life. Dorothy Gibbs says, I liked when the guy delivered the $500 flowers to Meghan. Then Harry pretended to be mad. You can't give my wife flowers that big. So funny. And you like Daphne too. Yes, that was a very funny moment. Marianne says, I'm glad you're positive. I don't understand how can you love Harry but has such disrespect? Does he? Are you saying Harry has disrespect for his wife? Or are you saying that's what some fake news channels are saying? I certainly don't think that Harry has disrespect for his wife. Ain't That says, was that one of the Cambridge emeralds in that tiara? Now, we do know that Queen Mary managed to get all the Cambridge emeralds back. And I think the main Cambridge emeralds are the ones that are interchangeable with the Queen's Vladimir tiara, which is the one with the circles. Sometimes she has pearls. and sometimes she changes them for the green emerald drops, and I think those are the Cambridge emeralds. So I don't think it was the one in the tiara, if I'm not mistaken. Marie D says, I love the umbrella moments. Yes, it was very touching when Meghan kind of stepped in with the umbrella. Mrs. VSN says, I don't think her mum will be a nanny, but will be a living grandmother. Yes, I think she'll certainly be, if she does come over, I think she'll want to be an active grandmother, but not the nanny. I think Meghan will employ a good nanny, I'm sure. Sue Miller says, you are so wonderful. I want to adopt you. Well, thank you so much. You'll have to get through my mother first. Christine says, it's movie characters beach romance. Floss and Rog Payne says, Daphne Dunn is lovely. That was her name, Daphne Dunn. I forgot the Dunn bit. But yes, she is lovely. Ain't That says, the royal family lizard people fascination will pass in time. Oh, that will never go. I'm sure people will be thinking that they're lizards until time immemorial. Yes, I will. I am going to open some boxes, but it takes time. And I miss loads of comments while I do. So I'm going to leave it a little bit longer. Then I will open some. Yes, I still think that Andy and Andrew and Sarah are probably on the down low still together. And no, I don't know who Gidget and Moondoggy is. I don't think we have them in Britain. I really don't. Yes, the tour has 77 engagements, and baby Sussex will be the 7th in line to the throne. Yes, that is true. Does the Queen have a say-so over the name of the baby? I think they like to run names past her. And I'm sure she gives her approval or disapproval, but I don't think she's probably ever given her disapproval on a baby name. It is, of course, up to the parents. But I would imagine that they would probably run it past the Queen. And yes, how can anyone not like Fergie after that, her Royal Reading performance, which I loved? I wish there'd been Fergie cam on the whole day so that I could just watch Sarah. She was captivating the whole time. What do I think of Meghan's colour palette so far? Some people are tired of the blue and black. I think what she's worn so far has been appropriate for the engagements that she's been to. And of course, she must be slightly conscious of the baby bump, so she knows that lots of dark colours are a little bit more flattering for, pregnancy bellies. I just think as long as she's comfortable wearing what she's wearing, then that's okay. That's okay by me. I'm happy with the choices. I will show you what's inside the boxes. Jojo says, I'm pretty sure if any of those dreaded Zika-filled mosquitoes go anywhere near Meghan, Harry will be ready with them with his now famous fly-swatting moves. Probably. We'll probably see some definite fly-swatting from Harry. Just felt my voice slightly going there. Jamie says, I hope the baby is born on the Queen's 93rd birthday, April the 21st. Again, we don't know the date, but we do probably have a ring indication of the month. So I'm hoping it probably is April. Karen says, sounds like a mother's ring because I have one. Lots of people saying Piers Morgan is being nasty about Meghan. I haven't really looked at his comments, to be quite honest. But I know he has said some things in the past. And yes, I agree. Meghan's mom is the grandmother, not the nanny. Ooh, 400 people watching. Wow. Hello to all of you 400 people. Danica says, my birthday is also August the 4th. Hello, fellow August the 4th. It's quite a royal birthday because the Queen Mother, obviously the late Queen Mother's birthday was August the 4th. Now Meghan's is. Mine is. August the 4th is a good day to be born. Lots of people agreeing that Sarah and Andrew are probably still together. And yes, I agree. Love is love. You can't divorce love. Wendy says the haters have now discovered me. Yes, I can see that Jamie's working very hard getting rid of haters. Thank you so much to Jamie. I'm sorry if I'm skipping a few comments. I'm just trying to kind of get down a little bit further so that I can open some of these boxes. No, I don't know what they'll be doing after the tour. I would imagine they'll probably have at least a week of rest. I can imagine that's what probably what they'll be doing, and well deserved too, I have to say. Joanne says, I thought it was so hilarious when Harry was swatting flies. It was. Irene says, port is good for tonsillitis. I don't drink alcohol, so I tried some apple cider vinegar, but that was just bleh. Marlene Weir says, I love how Jack Brooksbank, oh, you love Jack Brooksbank, so cute and adorable. He seems lovely, and they seem very much in love for all the right reasons. Mega says, hello, did the doctor tell her it's not good for the child to travel? Well, I'm not quite sure that it isn't okay to travel, but they certainly got medical advice with Tonga and Fiji, and they took the decision that it's okay to carry on with that. Sheila Bloom says, you have to be impressed with the Duchess. It has been non-stop for her since she got engaged. What a trooper. And she's worked very, very hard. And with being pregnant as well, you do have to hand it to her. She is definitely a trooper. I think you are totally right. Kathy says, how about Spencer as a name? Oh, I doubt it. It's just not a typically, I mean, I know we have the Spencer connection, the Spencer family connection, but as a first name, probably not. I don't think they'll go for anything totally. I still think traditional British, maybe honouring the Queen, maybe honouring Philip, is more likely, I would imagine. L. Michael says, Tatiana for a girl. That would be very interesting if they did go for something like that. Running Late says Diana Doria. Again, I don't think they'll go for Diana as a first name because I still think it's quite painful for William and Harry to have that name as a first name. Perhaps that name may be used as a first name when, you know, Louis or Charlotte or George or new baby Sussex have children. I think we may see that name arise possibly then, but it's still not ruled out. Harry could go for Diana. Nasetta Pre says Meghan's grandmother name is Elizabeth, and the Doria is, oh, I didn't know. Is Elizabeth Meghan's grandmother? So Elizabeth definitely could be in there. That's confirmed it even more for me. If that's true, then I definitely think Elizabeth could be there. Mimi says Meghan has been through so much with her paternal family. She deserves all the love we can give her. I would agree. T. French likes Philip for a boy. Sorry, I'm skipping a few comments. Jamie says, I don't like Doria. Reminds me too much of Dory from Finding Nemo. I think Doria might be in there somewhere, but possibly not as a first name. Vinnie Blair says, I go with Philip or Philippa, David or Diana as middle names. They could use Francis. Francis could be in there. Philip Albert, yes, that's another possible. And yes, I do think Harry looks like his grandfather. Evelyn just got on. You're reading comments and you agree Piers Morgan is really hateful and seems obsessed with Meghan. I think it all stems from that time when he met her once and probably didn't. I think he liked her, but I don't think she probably paid him the kind of attention that he wanted. Perhaps, maybe. Candice says Elizabeth is my favourite girl's name. That's one reason I named my daughter Elizabeth, who, by the way, is getting married on November the 17th. Congratulations to your daughter, Elizabeth. Christine says some of those other channels are saying Royal Reviewer viewers watch this, so I don't. Okay, let me just... YouTube have updated their recommendations thing. So now, if you watch other channels, sometimes on videos, you will see so-and-so's channel's viewers also watch this video. It's another way of YouTube trying to recommend videos to you that you might like to watch that are similar, or that YouTube thinks are similar to videos that you previously watched on other channels. So It's YouTube recommending them to you. It's nothing to do with my channel. It's nothing to do with the other channels. It's just YouTube trying to use its algorithm to recommend videos to you. So don't worry too much about that if you see videos that my viewers have watched. It's just YouTube doing its thing. I don't really know why it's done it, but hey, that's just what it is. Joan says, yes, it was nice to see the Cambridges share a PDA moment at the wedding. Very sweet. Leslie Lane Fenton says, I enjoyed their moments on the beach with the surfers and all their attention to mental health issues. I just thought it was really lovely circle time. I'd have liked to have sat down in the circle. Joanne says, I like the moment, that little boy rubbing Harry's head and his beard. Yes, that was rather funny. Rhonda says, Lady Elizabeth Diana would be a lovely name for a girl, and Philip Albert, I think, for a boy. I would approve those names, definitely. Do I think the Queen will wear a crown again? Yes, possibly at the next opening of Parliament. Scott Goff said, I've been trying to steer people away from those channels and I've had a few hate comments because of it. Well, thank you for trying to steer people away from those channels because some of them are trash. 427 watching, apparently. Thank you so much for watching. Floss and Rog says, I vote for Victoria and David. Again, good choices, I have to say. Margaret says, I think they should name a boy Spencer for Diana's family. There you go. Do I think the Queen will bestow the prince or princess to baby Sussex? Another good question, and one that we are not going to know until the time arises. As it stands, baby Sussex will not be a Royal Highness or a prince or a princess yet, because there will be eventually, but only when Charles becomes king, because as grandchildren of a reigning monarch, they will be entitled to be HRH and prince or princess. So their time will come, even if the Queen doesn't change the rules. But the Queen could step in and change the rules, but we just don't know whether she will or not. It's no particular big deal if she doesn't, because like I say, their time will come. There is already provision in law that says that as soon as Charles becomes king, they will be HRHs and princes or princesses. But until then, if rules aren't changed, they will be, I think if it's a boy, I think the boy could use the courtesy title of the Earl of Dumbarton, which is Harry's secondary title. But a girl would be known as Lady, so Lady first name Mountbatten Windsor. But again, we're going to have to wait and see what goes down, whether the Queen will step in, whether she feels it's necessary. It's not completely necessary because, like I say, their time will come. But I hope that just kind of helps to explain a few things. Sharon said, this is my first time listening to you and I think you're great. Thank you so much. JJ says, I feel like every tiara was once worn by Queen Mary. She was a magpie. She was a royal magpie and she collected so much. So yes, Queen Mary has a lot to be thanked for, I think, for the royal jewellery collection. She did wonders for it. Fatima is thinking Harriet. Interesting choice. Henrietta, maybe. Betsy says, the Doria nanny talk is so disrespectful. Was Mrs. Middleton thought to become the nanny? Enough already. I agree. I think Doria will just be a really good grandmother. People talking about Piers Morgan, which I'm not going to get into because, like I say, I haven't read his recent comments. And yes, Prince Louis will have two playmates. So lovely. Prince Andrew was so sweet, tending to his daughter's train. Prince Louis, I mean, the entire royal children have got lots of royal children in kind of similar age ranges. So they'll certainly, have lots of cousinly fun going on. Ain't that says the Queen is actually ultra cool in her attitudes towards her own people, although she will always observe protocol. Maya J thinks Alice Diana for a girl's name. I'm sure people are saying that Prince Andrew doesn't like Meghan, but there is no evidence of truth in that. So yes, I would probably say that is just sheer troublemaking rumour. And yes, Harry is a personal aide-de-camp to Her Majesty, which is a great honour. And that was slightly announced before they kind of went on tour, or was it slightly after? But it was announced this week. So congratulations to Prince Harry on that lovely honour, I have to say. Little Annie says it was reported in Australia that Meghan said they've been given a list of potential names to go through. Yes, I heard that, but it's not. She wasn't saying that she's been given names from the palace to choose from. I think someone has given her as a gift a list of names that they've written, and I think she was saying that she's been given a list, possibly from a member of the public, when she was out and about on a walkabout, that she says that she jokingly says she's going to go through and consider. They certainly aren't given a list of names from the palace. A personal aide-de-camp is kind of like when a member of the family, there are quite a few of them. If you Google them, there is a current list of how many they are and who they are. I think Prince William is one. I think Charles is one. Prince Andrew is one. Is Edward one? And they can kind of step in for the Queen for certain things if the Queen's absent overseas, that kind of thing. It's just kind of like an extra honour and kind of extra deputization roles that can be given to them on behalf of the Queen, if that makes sense. Did I actually write down the definition? I may have written down the definition, actually. It's an acting honorary military attendant. There you go. That was the official definition. But basically, it does what I kind of just said. Christine says, I like Alexandra or Caroline for a girl. They sound quite good as well. Oh, happy birthday to Maggie, who is 57 today. Happy birthday. Big fan flap to you. I'm going to give you a fan flap. A birthday fan flap. So happy birthday. And I will get to these boxes. I really, really will. Shall I just skip down all the way to the bottom of the comments and then just literally open some? Oh, Jamie says he's going to dress up as Trump for Halloween. I have my costume. In fact, I think is it near Halloween week next week? I think that's when I may be wearing my costume. Scott Goff says I don't need to dress up. I look spooky all year. Good for you. Have a look and go with it. Mrs. Whoever Whatsoever says I love the earrings. Oh yes. I did write that down, didn't I, on my other thing? So the jewelry. Meghan did wear a few pieces of Diana's jewelry. The butterfly earrings are part of the set. There was earrings and there's also a necklace. Now, we didn't see the necklace, but we did see the earrings. Diana, we think, first wore them in Canada in 1986 when she was on tour. And she also wore a golden bangle. Now, we don't know whether that was one of Diana's pieces that was more kind of junk jewelry that she passed off as being more expensive than it actually is. We don't know. It certainly looks gold and quite heavy and kind of jewels. We don't know if they're precious stones or semi-precious stones. We don't know. But yes, Meghan certainly has broken out a few pieces of jewelry. And my flag has just flopped, which I thought was lovely. There was also notice of Harry wearing a black, kind of like black titanium or cobalt ring, which people have been saying is actually a piece of technology to monitor heart rates. Who knew? So I don't know how true that is, but apparently this ring kind of monitors heart rates and things like that. So yes, who knows? Who knows if that's true? But that's what people are saying. Although I don't know why he'd be trying to monitor his heart rate, or who knows? I really, really don't know. Shannon says, I meant the titles for Harry's children. Yes, like I say, well, I think I've already been through what the titles could possibly be, or if the Queen needs to stop in. Yes, I am going to open. I'm going to open now because I've got down to the bottom of the chat. So what should we start with? Let's go with this one. Aha! I like opening the flaps. Okay. Oh, we have a little note. So I'm going to open the note because it usually tells me who it's from. Okay, this is a gift note from Barbara J. Neweg, and I hope I said that correctly, who says, enjoy your gift. Just started watching you a short time ago. Love your YouTube channel here in the US. Thanks for the honest and accurate info. Keep up the great work, from Barbara. Thank you so much to you, Barbara. I hope you're here in the room now. I don't think I've seen your name. Let's put my rubbish down here. This is where I start to have a huge mess on my floor. Okay, I think I just hit the microphone with the flat. Right. Okay, we have a huge bag. Let's put the box over there. Oh my goodness, what on earth is this? By the way, Amazon gift bags are amazing. They really do look lovely. Let's do the bows. Wow. Thank you so much, Barbara. Oh my, okay, this is all wrapped up. What on earth is this? Okay. Okay. I'm going to keep these bags. You know what? I keep these bags. I'm going to put Christmas presents in them because they are really, really good bags. Okay, so we have a box that's wrapped up. As you can see, I haven't opened it. We've got the Amazon tag. It's another hamper.com box. Oh, my goodness. Oh my goodness. Right, okay. Now, as some of you will already know, I already have one hamper to go through, a humongous hamper that's got so much stuff in it that because I've been ill, I've just not felt like eating or sampling. So I still need to go through my other hamper.com box, but I have a new hamper. And I have no idea what is in this one. I don't know whether I should open it all now or kind of save it for a weekly vlog to go through. Let's just have, because I probably haven't got time to go through all of it, but I can probably go through it in a different, how am I going to open this? Okay, I'm now struggling. I think you just, right. Okay. I've got it. Oh, wow. Is it Yorkshire things? We have some popcorn. I'm going to do this really, really quick. But I'm going to obviously do a proper video on this later. We have some Yorkshire crisps. Luxury handmade Yorkshire crisps. Wow. Oh, another cake. A cherry almond fruit cake. Wow. Thank you so much. Oh, tea. Or is it coffee? English teas. We have an English tea. Wow. Okay. Grandma Wild's 1899 crunchy cookies. Well, I hope they're not actually from 1899, but they look delicious. Oh, fruit and nut mix. That'll be ideal for Christmas, actually. Some shortbread, which I love. Oh, okay, I love these. My favorites. Some praline chocolates. I love praline chocolates. Wow. Thank you so much. Like, because I haven't got a lot of time now, I feel like I haven't given this quite the right opportunity to shine. So I am definitely going to be saving this to maybe sample in one of my upcoming weekly vlogs, because I think it will make a really, really nice feature. So I'm going to pop this to one side and I'll box this back up after. And I will definitely be doing a sampling video. So thank you so much. Let's read what people are saying. Jamie says, I never trust handmade food. I don't think it means quite that handmade. Lots of people saying lovely, nice packages. Nice gift from Barbara. Is Barbara here? Oh, yes, you're here. It's Barbara, who says, hi, Elliot. I'm so glad to be in the room. You're the best. I thought I'd seen a Barbara here today. Thank you so much, Barbara. And I'm going to give you a really big fan flap. So thank you so much. And I'm really, really looking forward to the pralines, which look amazing. Let's open something else because I have like loads to go through. Yes, let's go with these because these are the things that I kind of slightly got a little peek of. Let's just adjust the flag. I got a slight peek of, I think. Yes, I did. They are Funko Pops. And I have a Prince William and a Catherine, who they've called Kate. But I will let them off. Look. Ooh, can you see? I just tilt it. We have the Catherine, and we have the William. Wow. They look amazing, and they will go with some of my other ones. I have a Prince Harry one. So thank you so much. Let me see who they're actually from. I'm hoping there's a note. Oh, it's from Diana Calber, who says, enjoy your gift. Much love and happiness to you. Thanks for all you do, from Diana. Thank you so much. And there's a few notes of the same thing. Thank you so much, Diana. And let's put the boxes over there, rubbish over there, and then we'll go for it. Right. Let's see what people are saying. Where can I put these? So I want you to see them. I'll put one there. And we'll put one there by the kangaroo. Kind of hiding the kangaroo. No, we'll put it there. My flag's all over the place. Maggie says they look so cute. Jamie says very realistic looking dolls. Cough. And Barbara says, great, Diana, they are so cute. They are indeed. Thank you so much, Diana. Betsy's saying great gift. Okay. I have all these, by the way. There's quite a few to go through. They've kind of built up because I've been off for 2 weeks. Let's go with this one. Is there a note? Does it say who it's from? Okay, it doesn't say who it's from. And there's no other note. So all I can say is, if this is from you, please make yourself known. And I will, of course, say thank you. But, oh, wow. The Royal Wedding. It's Harry and Meghan's wedding DVD. Thank you so much to whoever you are. It says, relive this momentous day with the official BBC coverage, St George's Chapel, Windsor, 19th of May, 2018. Wow, it's the official DVD. Thank you so much. I will look forward to watching that at my leisure. It looks amazing. Let's go with this one. This one feels like a DVD too. And let's have a look. No notes. So again, if this is from you, thank you so much. Oh, it's another royal wedding. It's William and Catherine's royal wedding. Look. Wow. And this one, it says, relive this momentous day with over 2 hours of official BBC coverage from the 29th of April 2011. I have got lots of royal viewing to do, so thank you so much. And it will keep me occupied while I'm still trying to get over this horrible tonsillitis nonsense that I hate. Stephanie says, how fabulous, official DVDs. Finny Blair says, what a gift, your personal DVD. Joanne's back after having lost connection. So yes, please make yourself known in the comments or whatever if these are from you. And of course I will say thank you. Let's go with this one. There's notes. I think it's a book, but I'm going to go with the notes first, which says, oh, this is from Lauren Walker. Thank you so much, Lauren. It says, hi, Elliot. I hope this gift makes you feel better. Sorry you have been feeling unwell. Oh, that's so cute. I also sent another gift, but they did not have an option to write a message. So sorry. Oh, so these could be from you. Okay, so thank you so much to Lauren for whichever gift she's got me, but definitely this one. So thank you so much to Lauren. A big happy fan from me to you. But let's see what the book is, because I can definitely tell it's a book. Oh, wow. Sandringham Days. The domestic life of the royal family in Norfolk from 1862 to 19. This looks fascinating. And there's pictures as well, with like pictures of interiors. Wow. In fact, I think it even includes York Cottage, which is one of the cottages which was proposed for Harry and Meghan. We don't know if they have got that cottage, but wow, lots of really insightful information. So thank you so much. I really am looking forward to reading that one. It looks amazing. Thank you. We have 3 more left. Let's go with this one. What on earth is this? Okay, it doesn't say who it's from. Although I think this could be from Lauren too, actually. It's Cake Toppers, from Topper Shack. Okay, so these are wafer cake toppers, and they're Harry and Meghan cake toppers. So I wanted these because if I make like cupcakes or something, I can put these little wafer toppers on top of the cupcake. So Harry and Meghan cupcake toppers. Thank you so much. They really do look adorable. And there's all kinds of, actually, there's different pictures. If you look up close, there's kind of different photographs of Harry and Meghan. Thank you so much. And I think that was from Lauren. Ooh, more. Okay, and a bit of a note. I'm not sure whether this... again, it doesn't say who it's from. Oh, it does. This is from Heather Black. Thank you, Heather, who's also got some royal family cutouts for cake. So it's like a cake scene. So you can cut them out and put them on top of your cake. And there's all different royal families. And it's kind of like a Buckingham Palace cake scene. So I am really going to have to get baking so that I can make a Buckingham Palace cake scene. But I think I'm going to possibly put all of those together. So thank you so much. And I think it's more cake things. Oh no, it's not. It's not cake things. Who's this from? Will it tell me who it's from? Okay, I don't know who this is from, but it's a queen. It's a queen mask. And do you remember I was saying about the Vladimir tiara with where the Cambridge emeralds can sometimes drop? Well, this is the tiara, but this is it with no drop. So it's got no pearls or no emeralds. But that is the tiara I was talking about, the Vladimir tiara. And wow, it's another queen mask. Shall we open it? Let's open it and put it on. And then I'll go back to the comment. Okay, and that's everything opened. Yes, there's no, definitely no notes in there. It's probably too shiny at the minute, but yes, it's the Queen wearing her Vladimir tiara. Wow, I love it. Thank you so much. I have truly the best viewers ever. Thank you so much for all these things, and they really have cheered me up. And the DVDs I am really looking forward to watching, and obviously reading the Sandringham book, and I've got some things to put on display. Wow, thank you so much. And the cakes and the food. I've got so much to get through. Thank you so much. In fact, I'll probably be including the food hamper in my weekly vlog at some point. Okay, that's good to keep my fluids up. Let's go into the chat room and see what people are saying. Okay, I've got lots of gift comments. Thank you. So, D-Ray says, you got some wonderful gifts. I did indeed. Lots of people loving the mask. Oh, Heather's here. Thank you, Heather, who says you are so welcome. Thank you so much. Lauren Walker says the cake toppers and DVDs and books are from you. Thank you so much. Wow. I really do have some amazing viewers. Thank you so much. Lillian Rose says, looking forward to seeing the cake. I'll probably cheat on this cake because my other cake kind of flopped. I'll probably use a cake mix and put the cutouts on. I want to do the Buckingham Palace scene first, I think. Lauren Walker says, both DVDs are from me and the book. Thank you so much. Rising Rhapsody says, hi, Elliot. Lovely gifts you have received. Enjoy and bake a cake. Now you're feeling better. I'm going to wait slightly longer until I can eat it because, like I say, I'm still not feeling, I don't know, my tummy is kind of reset. I've kind of gone off sweet things. I used to, although those pralines are looking very tasty, I have to say. Vinny says, who is the book by? It is from John Matson. That's the author. John Matson, and it's Sandringham Days. So you can probably find that on Amazon. Christine says, I would love to have that book. It looks amazing. It looks so insightful. So yes, thank you so much. Candice says, what does Jason think of all the gifts you receive? He thinks we need a bigger house. where am I going to put them all? But I find room. I always find room. Pat says, I am curious, what do they do with all the thousands of flowers they receive on their meet and greets? Well, in the UK, they distribute them either to like old people's homes or like in hospitals in the UK, they've kind of banned flowers from certain wards, but where they are able to be distributed into the community, they are often distributed. Live, Love and Lass says, do you think the royal family know about your channel? If they did, I'm sure they would knight you. I am very, very open to a knighthood, but you have to have done something really, really special to get knighted, something on a national level. And it has to be recognised by the Queen or somebody from the Honours Council, because there is an Honours Council and they go through everyone's case. You have to be nominated. You can't nominate yourself. There's a big long thing to go through for people to get MBEs, CBEs, knighthoods, all that kind of thing. So if anybody wants to nominate me, please feel free. But yes, no, there's a big long thing, and really only really deserving people that have, you know, given up like, you know, a lifetime of service to their community, or, you know, set something up for a charitable purpose, that kind of thing. Or somebody that's, I mean, we know that celebrities often sometimes get these honors, which I don't know whether I'm okay with celebrities getting honors or not. But, you know, sometimes if you've done something that can be recognized on a national level, then, you know, you can be nominated. James Med 4 says, I never knew the Vladimir tiara was both the pearl drop and emeralds. It is indeed. I thought they were separate tiaras, so glad to know. No, they are interchangeable. So the Queen can wear it with no drops or the pearls or the emeralds. And there is a whole page on that particular tiara in the Queen's dresser book by Angela Kelly. So that's how I kind of learned all about that. Kathy Ware is from Florida, who says, glad you're so much better. What do you think of the tour? The tour is fabulous, and I really kind of wish I was on the tour, because it does look amazing, but it looks very hectic and very packed. And yes, Jamie is a great moderator. So thank you. I'm going to give Jamie a fan flap because he's here every single week, giving up his Saturdays to help us have a really, really good time in the chat room and keep everything under control. So thank you so much to Jamie. Kelly Vernon says, you give service to us. Well, I think actually I have heard of people receiving honours for services to the entertainment industry. I don't know whether they're quite ready to class YouTube as the entertainment industry, but hey, I don't know whether it needs to be long service. Margaret says, I think Meghan chooses very simple clothing so that people will stop talking about what she wears and focus on what she's doing. That is a theory. But people are always going to talk about what she's wearing. She could be wearing a bin bag and people would be talking about what she's wearing. Brooke says, it's so nice here. No one is trashing the royals, telling ridiculous lies that anyone in their right mind knows aren't true. Everyone is civil, if not downright nice. I would agree. We have a fabulous community. And it's so nice to come here every week and chat to you guys. And I've really missed the last 2 weeks where I've been ill. So yes, so thank you for everyone for turning up. Wendy's thanking Jamie for shooting away the haters. And she says, yes, this is a wonderful channel. Thank you so much. Goodie Bag Foley says, what tiara is my favorite? Oh, there's so many. Oh, okay. I personally, if I was choosing one to wear myself, and I haven't found any replicas because, as you know, I do collect royal replica tiaras, but my favorite ones are the more spiky ones. I love the spiky ones, which I think would go beautifully with my hair. So, for example, the Russian fringe tiara, anything that's a bit spiky. I love the really spiky tiaras, but I also love the Cambridge Lovers Knot tiara, which is a very romantic tiara. But yes, I certainly love the more spiky ones. So the Coco Schnick tiara, the Russian fringe, they're the ones I like. And I do also have a little soft spot for the aquamarine tiara, which the Queen often wears. I just love the aquamarine colours of the blue. I think they're really good. And yes, so if ever I was to have a little route around the Queen's Jewellery Vault, I would be heading for the more spiky tiaras. And I'd be having a little sneaky put on because they're gorgeous. Who can blame me? But yes, certainly the Queen's Vladimir tiara is another favourite, and I quite like them hung with the pearls, I have to say. SC1964 says, lovely gifts, you're too funny. Thank you so much. And yes, they are amazing gifts, and I can't wait to get trying the food hamper once my tummy's back to normal capacity. So yes, thank you for your comment. And lots of people thanking Jamie for moderating the chat room. Kelly Vernon says, isn't a lot of the Queen's jewels interchangeable? Yes, and again, we have Queen Mary, I think, to thank for that, because she knew that a lot of the jewels that she could wear in different formations. We also saw Princess Eugenie wearing one of the, was it the wattle? No, the corn. I think it was the corn, then wheat sheaf hair clip, which can also be used as, there's two of them. They can be worn as hair clips or brooches. And I think they were Queen Victoria's, but they have also been worn in the hair. And I think Queen Elizabeth has worn them in her hair too, as kind of hair ornaments. We know that some tiaras can be interchanged into necklaces. Some brooches can be worn. Some tiaras can be detachable to be worn as brooches. There's lots of different ways that you can wear the jewelry, and also the royal family are not afraid to refashion jewelry if a piece, isn't used particularly too well, or the jewelry fashions have changed. It hasn't happened so much recently, but jewels can be changed, refashioned, reset, which is kind of what yes, there was one rumor I want, while we're on the subject, it reminded me that some people, I read an article, which most of it I agreed with, but there was one piece I didn't agree with, and that was about Meghan's engagement ring. And that was where we know that the central stone Harry bought himself, it's the Botswana central diamond, and we know that the two diamonds surrounding it were part of Diana's jewelry collection. Now, I've always thought that the two diamonds were probably from a pair of diamond stud earrings, but the article I read claimed, and it quite forcibly claimed, that it was actually from Diana's famous sapphire choker with the 7 strands of pearls, that the diamonds were taken from that somewhere. And I just don't think that's true. I don't think they would have taken away the diamonds that were surrounding the sapphire, and I don't think the clips at the back were probably diamond. I just don't think that piece would have been dismantled in any way. We know that it started life as a brooch, and it was a gift from the Queen Mother, and then Diana had it fashioned into a choker, which looked incredible. I just don't think that would have been refashioned. I think what's more likely, although we don't know for sure, it is just me guessing, but I think what's more likely is that the diamonds used either side were probably from a pair of stud earrings, because they're very kind of uniformed in size, and it just makes sense to me that it would possibly have been a pair of earrings. So if you read that story, just be cautious about it, because I don't think it's from the choker. And yes, Jamie's thanking himself. And yes, you have earned the right to be nice to yourself. Claudia says, my favourite is the Spencer tiara and the Lover's Knot. Well, the Spencer tiara isn't technically a royal tiara. Diana did wear it, but it is from the Spencer side of the family. So the current Earl Spencer does have possession of that tiara. It is very much unlikely to be worn by any member of the royal family ever again. But it is a beautiful tiara. Live, Love and Laugh says that this channel is a positive circle time, no negativity, no hate. Yes, we have our own Harry and Meghan circle of love going on, I think. Ken says, why do you think Eugenie didn't wear the York tiara? The one she wore was very similar in style to the wedding tiara the Duchess of Sussex wore. It was. There's a few theories. One theory is that, not as the eldest daughter, it's usually the eldest daughter that gets to wear the tiara. Although I have to say that it doesn't really matter which person wears the tiara. I just think she wanted her something borrowed to be different. I really do think it just comes down to that simple choice. And I think that she wanted something that was a gift from her grandmother, who she absolutely adores. And you can tell that she adores her grandmother. So I don't think it's any issue that runs really, really deep. I don't think it's a deep issue that's, that's spiting anybody or anything like that. I just think it's a case of maybe it's been reserved for Beatrice, possibly. But I certainly think that she wanted something special from grandmother. And again, we know that the royal family have so many tiaras and pieces of jewelry that probably haven't seen the light of day for a very, very long time. Nobody guessed Meghan's wedding tiara. Nobody guessed Eugenia's wedding tiara. And I think it's just nice to surprise people. So again, lots of theories as to why she didn't wear the York tiara, but none of them we actually know. Lauren says, any more parcels to open? I sent one more. Not unless one's fallen down somewhere. No, I don't think so. No, I think that's it, unless I've missed one from my other room. I'll check later. Jamie says, nothing better than spending one's time with like-minded people, mostly like-minded. I completely agree. Alt Liqueur has sent me a super chat of $2. So thank you so, so much. Texan says the feud between Fergie and Harry and Meghan is it's totally fake news. There is no feud. Oh, fake news. Fake royal news. There is no feud. Camilla hasn't been kicked out of the castle, as some YouTube videos are reporting. I think if you believe those YouTube videos, I think Camilla's been kicked out of the castle about 4 times this summer. It's just not true. There is so much trash out there. Just be very wary about what you watch. Jeannie Gibbs says, sorry to say, but the York family is blaming Meghan and Harry for something they didn't do. And Andrew never liked Meghan from the first day she was introduced to royal family. We do not know that that is true. As far as we are aware, there are no rifts between Andrew and Meghan at all. Totally no animosity whatsoever. So I think that is another dose of fake news. H.A. Bracken thinks the York tiara is being saved for Beatrice. That is possible. I think I've said what my favourite tiara are. Which one would I like to see more of? I don't know. I mean, what I would like to see Meghan wearing another tiara, I think. But again, we'll have to wait for the right time for that. Possibly, if she ever attends a state banquet. Yes, I opened the mask. Lauren, if this is what you mean, yes, I opened it. And I'll put it on again. You may have missed me, but yes, I did open the mask. So another one to add to my collection. So yes, I'm wearing the Vladimir tiara. Well, this is an impression of the Queen at Eugenia's disco. I'm sure Her Majesty can rock a disco. And she's looking so healthy these days. Not that she wasn't before, but she is looking incredible. And her skin is glowing and her outfit's looking amazing. Oh, by the way, let me know, because we never know who's watching, do we? We never know if any of the Queen's assistants are watching or if any family are watching. And I know that the Queen does like to have a bit of fun. So one of the ways the Queen can have fun is to communicate through fashion. And symbolism is a big thing that's always been done by the royal family. Queen Elizabeth I liked to communicate through fashion and symbols and paintings and all that kind of thing. So if there is any particular outfit or colour or jewel that you would like to see the Queen wearing within the next week or so, because we never know who's watching, who could pass on the message, let me know and I'll read it out and we will see if we can get the Queen to communicate to us. We'll have a little play and we'll see. Christine says it's not really a tiara, but you love the George IV diadem. Yes, it's gorgeous. Traditionally made for George IV, but then kind of worn by female queen consorts ever since. And of course, Queen Victoria. Let's replace my fluid because my voice was going. And yes, there is no reason for any member of the royal family to be feuding. It's all just made up royal drama. Rising Rhapsody says, I love the Delhi Durbar tiara. Only been worn twice since 1947. The last time was in 2005 by Camilla. I think it's stunning, big but stunning. Nice to see different tiaras being worn. Camilla wears the big tiaras really, really well. It goes really, really well with her hair. She does the same thing with hats. She wears lots of big hats with big feathers and all that kind of thing. I do love Camilla's hats. Like I said last week, or the week before that I would love to have a route through Camilla's hat drawer because she has some amazing millinery. Lauren Walker says, I sent you a face mask too. Yes, I've opened it and I showed it you. I know I'm reading from down. And yes, there is no feud between Sarah Ferguson and Harry. Candice says, you deserve to be lavish with gifts galore. Thank you. It really is like Christmas every week. Vinnie Blair says, I examined the sapphire choker. Taking out 2 stones would have ruined the whole thing. I also don't think that's where they came from. I agree 100%. Jamie says, best tiara is the George IV diadem, hands down. Well, technically a diadem. I also, in terms of crowns, actually, I would love to see the Mary of Modena crown worn as well. I would love to see that kind of brought back in terms of a crown. Kathy Green says, I was glad to see Harry meet the little boy named Jordan. That was his name, Jordan, that was trying to meet him and give him the replica of his mum's tiara. It was very sweet. What royal family is my favourite outside the UK? Oh. Let me think. Maybe the Spanish? Maybe. It's hard because obviously my favourite is our own British royal family. Texan says, I always see videos that thrive on negative news. Of course, clickbait. Fake news in most cases, unless I hear from the people themselves. And yes, there is lots and lots of fake news out there, so beware. Shelley Ellis says, please don't watch any other royal news as the truth can be found here. Well, I mean, I only say what I know, what I know to be true. And obviously, I'll never try and present any opinion as fact. I'll always kind of tell you if something is an opinion or not. Jamie says, best tiara outside of the George IV, because that's in a league of its own, is the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, one of the Queen's personal favourites because it's quite light. Because tiaras can be quite heavy. Let's not forget that diamonds and precious stones are actually stones and they're heavy. Emily says, I'm hoping by your flag you're an EU Remainer voter or just a monarchy dude. No, this is the Australian flag. And it's because Harry and Meghan are on tour in Australia. See? So yes, it is the Australian flag. Nothing to do with the EU whatsoever. Jamie says, some of the channels are turning the royal family into keeping up with the Kardashians. It appears that way, doesn't it? Maggie says, why was Camilla not at Princess Eugenia's wedding? She had a pre-existing engagement and the royal family were totally okay with it. But like I say, it would have been nice for the school to have offered, I think, to have rescheduled. But there we go. Margaret says there is an Art Deco Russian type diamond tiara that has not been seen for years. However, it is in the book of the royal family. Yes, I think I know the one that you mean. There are so many jewels that haven't been worn for a very long time. Ken says the George IV diadem is nice because a lot of people think it, albeit incorrectly, as a crown. Yes, it's not a crown, it's a diadem, and it was actually worn. There was supposed to be like a black cap underneath it with a big feather, and that's the way that George IV was was to wear it. But it's been kind of not seen as terribly manly ever since. Let's go. I'm trying to go down to the bottom a little bit. Shelley says, hello, Elliot. I finally got you at a live chat. Shout out would be cool to Vancouver Island and living on Lover's Lane. Oh, Lover's Lane sounds very, very special. Sounds like where people go to have a little bit of naughty. Lover's Lane. So hello to everyone living at Lover's Lane. Hope says, I think the Queen looks good in baby blue. She looks good in most colours, actually. Maya says, YouTube can be very entertaining. It can indeed. Candice says, I would love, here are the requests coming in. Candice says, I would love to see Her Majesty wear a plum-coloured ensemble. Wendy would like to see the Queen wearing yellow, orange or pink. Lauren says, the one on the picture on Amazon had the Queen in a headscarf. Oh, well, no, they sent the tiara one, I think. Yes, I will drink some tea. Mary says, I used to be so overwhelmed by the YouTube channel proclaiming stories about the royals that it confused me. Saw this channel, thought I'd give it a try, and realised it was the only one with the truth. Well, I try. I definitely try. Wendy says, I read somewhere that the 2 diamonds are from a brooch. I think that's the fake news that I was on about, and I definitely don't think it's from the brooch. Jamie says, the 6-petal diamond flower. Okay, so the request from Jamie, I hope you're listening, Your Majesty. We would like to see the 6-petal diamond flower brooch, either this week or next. That's our wish. The 6-petal diamond brooch. So we know that if Your Majesty, you wear the 6-petal diamond brooch, we know that you're gracing your presence with us. I've got to keep my fluids up. So yes, let's have a little game and let's have a little play and see if somebody's listening. So yes, the 6-petal diamond flower brooch, please, Your Majesty. Rhonda says, give us some suggestions of jewellery. Well, actually, I quite like Jamie's choice. The 6-petal diamond flower brooch would be a really good indicator. Oh yes, of course, Denmark and Sweden have really interesting royal families too. H.A. Bracken likes the Dutch royal family. Lillian Rose says, William said after the Canadian tour that he wanted to shut himself away in a dark room. They can be hectic. They look seamless because they're so well planned, but they are grueling. The traveling, the time difference with the initial bit of travel, it is relentless. So yes, they are doing really, really well. Barbara says, is there a listing or a book on the royal jewels? The one that I have, which is the best, is called The Queen's Diamonds, and you can buy it from the official Buckingham Palace website, and it's most of the Queen's diamond jewelry collection. So it's not everything, but it is quite comprehensive and has lots of information. So The Queen's Diamonds is probably the best one that I know of. Joel says, hello, Elliot. Greetings from Savannah. Hello to everyone in Savannah. I hope that that I find you well. I love your coverage of the royals. Thank you so much. And no, Lauren, that's definitely not the tiara, the mask that I got, but it's the only mask. So I think maybe they may have sent the wrong mask. But I like that one anyway. So thank you. And yes, there are comprehensive websites about the Queen's jewellery too. Jamie says, I don't think people live in Lover's Lane. Well, I was thinking that. Massless wants the Queen in autumnal orange. And Jamie says the Queen... Okay, so shall we say the 6-petal diamond brooch on a yellow outfit? Let's just be quite random here. just to completely test it. So 6-petal diamond brooch on a yellow outfit. There we go. Although Betsy would like red. I think it probably is yours, Lauren, but I think they probably sent the wrong one. Dorothy says, I know you have a crush on Harry. I do. And he's looking extra fine this week. Sorry to bring that up. But he is looking fine. He's looking very healthy and happy. I think pregnancy is also rubbing off well on him. Maybe he's eating for two too, but he does look very healthy. I'm not saying he looks bigger. I'm just saying he looks healthy and happy. Kelly says, I just always thought the Queen looked amazing in yellow. Lots of people admitting they have a crush on Harry. Running Late says Harry's looking damn handsome on Royal Tour. Jeannie says Harry gave the tiara to Daphne Dunn, the 98-year-old woman, because he wouldn't be able to take it home because it was over $200, and there's no telling what they would have done with it. That's true. And yes, the tongue-tied. I'm gonna have a drink. The logistics of a Royal Tour is immense. I mean, there's so much planning and scouting that goes on in advance. It is a real triumph when, you know, it looks seamless, but there is so much work involved. Okay, how are we doing for time? I am probably going to have to go very, very soon. I think I've held out really, really well. Do I think Meghan will wear a tiara in Fiji? No, she probably won't wear a tiara all tour, although I would love it if she has taken one. Jamie says, can you imagine the Queen Secretary saying 6-petal diamond flower brooch in a yellow outfit, although Betsy says red? Well, you know, I mean, I'm sure the Queen is open to suggestions, and why not that suggestion? It's as good as any. Rosalind says, your channel is the only one I really trust. And Candice says, I think most of us have crushes on Harry. He is rather adorable, I have to say. Maybe one day I'll get, oh, I should have got my cardboard cutout out. I totally forgot. Okay, maybe next week, because they'll still be on tour. I forgot to get my cardboard cutout. Ooh, I knew I forgot something. Kelly Vernon says, this live chat has been so much fun. It has indeed. And I've really, really missed doing these live chats. Let me see if I've missed anything. I don't think I have. I think I've kind of said most things that I want to. Oh yes, when Meghan baked the banana bread, they also supplied Royal Blend, Fortnum and Mason tea. So I'm going to have to get some of that. And yes, I think I've pretty much said everything that I want to. So my voice has held up. I'm very, very happy. Of course, I will be back next week. I hope everyone has an amazing week. I am going to go now. And who knows, I may actually dip into some of the book or put a Royal DVD on. But I need to sort out the mess that's on my floor. I have a huge mess of boxes and all kinds of things. I need to tidy away, which takes a little while to kind of deset myself. But yes, thank you so much to everyone who has joined in. I just want to, there's something popped up on my screen. I just want to cancel it. Thank you so much to everyone who has joined in. We have 359 people watching. If you haven't already, please give this video a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to share it on social media, and also hit that notification bell so that you know whenever I pop up and do a surprise royal chat. And of course, Your Majesty, if you're listening, the 6-petal brooch on a yellow outfit. That's what we want to see. So thank you so much to everyone for watching. I will be back next Saturday, live at 10 o'clock GMT. So I hope to all see you then. Again, thank you so much from me in Shropshire. Goodbye.